Hey guys, it's Nathan from the Kentucky Cycling YouTube channel. We are in Louisville, Kentucky on a cloudy fall day, and I'm here with Tim Smith, who is a bit of a local expert about Louisville roads. And I'll just say a bit about the way that I actually met Tim. There's an app which is available as a companion to Strava called Wanderer. And Wanderer, rather than placing the emphasis on how fast you ride a particular segment, places the emphasis on unique miles. As you may be aware, I have a long-term goal of riding at least 1 mile in all 120 Kentucky counties, and I'm tracking my progress using Wanderer. So for those of you not familiar with the Wanderer application, if you're interested in that, I actually did an interview with the creator of the Wanderer, and so I'll include a link in the YouTube description for this video for that. And then as a follow-up to that video, I actually did an interview. I tried to track down as many folks as I could on the Kentucky leaderboard for Wanderer, and Tim was one of those guys, in no small part because all the riding you do not only around the state, but particularly in Louisville.
True.
Do you know about what percentage you've ridden of Louisville?
So Louisville is divided both Louisville City, which includes some of southern Indiana, and Jefferson County, and on both lists I'm about 55%.
Okay.
Still a lot of roads to ride.
That is a very high percentage given the size of Louisville. Louisville is definitely the largest city in Kentucky, population 750,000, somewhere in there.
Yeah, something in that.
Yeah, so this is not a small place. This is where a big chunk of the population is here. And so in terms of thinking about the kinds of rides we do around the state, we do an awful lot of rural riding, and there's a lot of benefit to that, but I also like to get into a city and experience those rides. So what I asked Tim is if he would be willing to put together a route to kind of give us a flavor of the Ville.
Flavor of the Ville, that's
all right. So we're calling this like the Ville tour, if you will, and Tim is going to take us on a ride around Louisville. We're going to go just slightly over 20 miles, just kind of give a taste of things. And Tim, I asked you to kind of, put together a ride that gives some local flavor. Tell us a little bit about the ride you're going to take us on today.
What I wanted to sort of do, many of the roads inside of the Waterson Expressway, I-64, are pretty slow speed, relatively low impact, I guess I would call it. So a person from outside of the city could come into Louisville and ride these neighborhoods pretty readily. We're going to do a nice loop to sort of take in some of what I'll call the historic neighborhoods in town, varying ages and whatnot else. But you're going to find murals, you're going to find local eateries, local coffee, and some of the bigger sites here in town.
Nice.
Everything within side of the Waterson is still really manageable.
We're going to go through University of Louisville. We're going to go past some Muhammad Ali sites. We're going to hit a couple of smaller greenways in town. And go through, I think, pretty much every local ride I've ever been in. It's like you have to go on the scenic loop in Cherokee Park.
There we go, that's right.
So we're going to touch on that.
Yeah, to finish up.
Yeah. So should be, despite the gray day, so if you look at this, I'll say there's a lot of beautiful fall color despite the lack of sun today. We may get a little rain, but if you look at this ride and you think, man, that actually looked pretty cool, I'd like to try that, we'll include a link to the ride with GPS for the route that's Tim put together in the YouTube description, so be sure to check that out. I say this a lot in videos that I'm really looking forward to it, especially when I don't have to plan. Tim, I appreciate all the work that you've done for this, and I mean this genuinely. I'm really looking forward to it.
Excellent. Thanks. Schnitzelburg, which is part of the Germantown area of Louisville. Louisville's always had a strong German immigrant population, especially in the 1800s. This area used to be very working class, but it is quickly gentrifying with lots of new and flipped homes. And not far from here, we have a really nice restaurant area with a variety of options. So it's where the cool kids live.
All right, we're getting rained on. Been very spotty showers this weekend. So we got a little pop-up shower. It's gonna last about 15 minutes. So we're gonna use this opportunity to make our way to a local coffee shop. Railroad track.
This is Hauck's Corner in Schnitzelburg. It's a well-known corner. There used to be a grocery here, and more recently, this pretty large bar opened up. It's famous for this game called the Dainty, which you can see the markings down on the street. If Nathan shows you, it basically involves almost a stick ball kind of quality, and it starts at the one end, and the goal is to see how far you can hit it. And if Nathan could show you the markings, it's practically a football field. Pretty impressive, and the Dainty Weekend is a big time event for the Schnitzelburg area. We're in front of the Speed Museum, which is on the campus of the University of Louisville. Speed Museum is not officially part of the university, but it is here on site. As you can see behind, they did a full exterior redo, let's say in the last 10 years. Some plans have come out real recently that surrounding the opposite side of where we're standing, they're going to put in a sculpture garden and park. And in addition to the museum, we're obviously on the campus of our important university here on site. I have a master's degree from there, and there we go. It's the University of Louisville area. Hey there, we just came from the UofL district, and just north of that is the St. James Court area. It's part of the greater Old Louisville, our most historic neighborhood. I don't know the exact number, but it's got like the second most number of Victorian homes in the United States, something to that effect. The St. James area is certainly the heart of the Old Louisville area, and Brian here has a little more to tell you about St. James.
Yeah, so like Tim said, we're in the historic St. James Court. We're actually right behind Nathan here is the historic fountain, which the neighborhood is in charge of upkeeping and keeping running. There's a lot of these gas lanterns behind here. They're a nice feature of this park. It's also home to one of the longest continually running art fairs in the country, the St. James Court Art Fair. My wife and I happen to set up here every year and sell our artwork and stuff. It's usually around the first weekend of October. It's a 3-day event, and there's just like thousands and thousands of people through here. Tons of artists, and it takes up basically like several blocks of this area of Old Louisville. So it's a really great event, and it's a great area to have it in.
Hey, we're in front of 610 Magnolia, one of Louisville's longest standing fine dining restaurants. It's run by Edward Lee, who I think is originally from the East Coast, but he is a multi-award winning beard chef award winner, and it's one of the better known restaurants that we have in town, and certainly Edward Lee is one of the better known, if not best known chefs from our area. I've never been there, my father has several times. The Filson Historical Society, which is sort of the standard bearer of historical records and documentation for this area. We'll find the original dwelling in sort of a stately old original home, but then we have a more modern addition. And if you want anything historical really for the South, for Kentucky and the like, the Filson is a good place to explore. Campus of Spalding University, which is, I guess, Louisville's second-sized university. It was an offshoot of a Catholic school down in central Kentucky, and that one closed at the time, moving their primary resources here. It, I think, was established in 1820 or something like that. It's one of the older schools west of the Alleghenies, and in recent years, they've done lots of things to revitalize and renew their campaign and their mission, so their numbers have grown, and the influence on the city has grown as well. We're in front of the Columbia Gym. Pretty cool personal anecdote. My dad played basketball here back when he was younger, and he would drag me to games here. It's a cool old school gym with like this wooden walking track on the top. That's my memory of the Columbia Gym. But more recently I found out that the Columbia Gym is renamed as such because this is where Muhammad Ali learned to box, of all things. If Nathan pans up to the red bicycle up on the top, that's to represent the bicycle that got stolen from Muhammad Ali, which led to a Louisville policeman encouraging him to learn how to box. So the name refers to the original name where Ali learned to box. The bicycle refers to as such, and it's just a really nice little quick vignette of a person who's been so influential and important on the Louisville area at large. Really cool story. Of the Chestnut Street Y. We just left the Columbia Gym, which was the home, where Muhammad Ali started to box. I didn't know until my research that this mural back behind by Muhammad Ali was painted by Shepard Fairey. And you may not know who Shepard Fairey is, but most folks are aware of the image of Obama in red, white, and blue from the campaign, I guess, before his original presidency. Shepard Fairey's the same artist, and you probably say, along with Banksy, Shepard Fairey's probably the most famous of the modern street artists. And so I didn't know that we had one of these in town until I did my research here of Ali. Really neat feature of Louisville. Downtown now along Main Street. It's one of our more historic areas of the downtown. Behind us is the Hilrick and Bradsby bat. Hilrick and Bradsby was a longtime supplier for all the bats for the Major League, the MLB. My grandfather actually worked in the golf club division across the river in Indiana for years, but it moved here 25 years ago. This is one of our better known landmarks for this product, and this whole stretch here I think is one of our nicer presentations as far as the downtown area for things to do in Louisville. Hey, we're in NuLu now. It's Market Street, which is just east of downtown. It's really close to downtown, but it's sort of considered its own little new, unique district. When I was younger, this area had very little going on, and now it's really one of the hotbeds in town. Eat, drink, retail, other kinds of, there's a climbing gym along the area. Just all kinds of fun experiences. It's very walkable and very approachable, so it's certainly worth a visit, and it's easy on the bike as well, surface streets. Hey there, next on our trip is the Butchertown area. Right behind us is the Louisville Skate Park, part of Butchertown as well, is Slugger Field where our baseball team plays. A little bit further away is the relatively new Lynn Stadium where our soccer teams play. You also have the historic stretch along Washington Street, and so it's a fun, sort of energetic area of town and certainly worth a look.
Oh my God.
there, we're in our last stop of the day in the Cherokee Triangle area. It's considered part of the Highlands, but it's also its own little unique neighborhood that's pretty well known for an art fair that they have every year down in the park. Behind us we have what used to be the Castleman statue. It was a large statue of a bronze of a gentleman on a horse, and he was involved in the Civil War, and so not long ago there were long time discussions as to the symbolic benefit of that statue being there or not, and so they decided to remove it. So instead of replacing it, at least for the moment, we have what is the base of the old Castleman statue here in Cherokee Triangle.
As always, we hope you found this content useful. If you did, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks.